Thank you for tuning in to the Doing Business with God podcast.
Hey, you. Yes, you. I am your host, Michi Renee.
It is Michi's passion to help you live your best life and do business God's way. Michi will be talking about entrepreneurship, manifestation, monetization, mindset, beliefs, starting and growing a business, nonprofit, or ministry, all while serving God. So welcome to My Daddy's Business. It's time for the show. It's the Doing Business with God podcast with your host, Michi Renee.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Doing Business with God podcast. I have today Miss Pamela Garrison, and y'all, I am so excited about this conversation because what she gonna talk to us about today, I ain't never heard of that before. So Miss Pamela Garrison is an international best-selling author, motivational speaker, personal development strategist, social media personality, and the CEO of Bubbles for Life. Ms. Garrison is using her wheelhouse of wisdom and knowledge as the CEO and founder of Bubbles for Life, a business dedicated to being instrumental in integrating solutions for change. Ms. Garrison is a woman of integrity, power, influence, and joy, illuminating minds while impacting lives. She is often described as insightful, energetic, trustworthy, witty, and of course, bubbly. Ms. Garrison is a two-time international best-selling author of books entitled Identity Crisis, Rediscover You, and Bubble Solutions, of which generated a movement of her signature message, "You can't blow bubbles angry." Absolutely not. And I think I have tried to do it before. It don't work. Ms. Garrison is a graduate of the University of Phoenix, earning a bachelor's in science degree in business management, and has over 30 years of customer service experience and has worked in various leadership roles in work and in ministry. Without further ado, Miss Pamela Garrison, welcome to the Doing Business with God podcast. Woo!
Yes, I'm so glad to be here. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me. I'm just really excited to be here.
Yes, so let's just get right to it. Two-time best-selling author. Let's start there. Talk to us about the books.
Oh my goodness. I am so, you know how you say you have to pat yourself on the back. So this is one of those things that I really have to pat myself on the back. I am proud of the things that I have accomplished. My first book, Identity Crisis, Rediscover You, was something that was birthed in a time in my life where things were just really spiraling out of control. And so I was going through a phase. I'll tell you a little bit about that because it's really how everything started. I was going through a phase in 2014. I call it a phase. You might want to call it a trial, an experience. But as I give you these highlights, you're going to understand what I'm saying. In 2014, my world flipped upside down all around. Felt like a tornado was just on me personally, right? So let me give you the highlights. My 16-and-a-half-year marriage was coming to an end. Got a little angry about that in 2014. And then because I was so angry, cancer crept up on me. So I was diagnosed with a colon cancer. I had to do some emergency surgery. And God took care of that. I was a stage 1. We caught it early. But while I was in recovery, trying to take care of me, I got a call that my father was sick. So I traveled to go and see about him. And I would be there when they diagnosed him with a stage 4 lung cancer. And this is the same year. I'm in the same year. So stay with me.
Wow, that's a lot already.
Yeah. In that process, I was going for my real estate license because that was my dream job. I said, I want to get my real estate license. So I was studying for that. And so going through, the marriage is breaking up. My father is going through a rough time. I would go to Louisiana to see about him. I'm studying to get my real estate license. And then in that same process, when I come back from seeing about my father, my husband at the time, we were separated, but he called me because of some issue he was having, and he would be diagnosed with a rare skin cancer.
Oh,
He
wow.
had 3 surgeries in order to get his skin grafted back to, where it was cancer free. And so in that process, I did get my real estate license. Yay. And in the background, I'm the mother of, we had a combined family, 6 children total. And, at that point in time, we were down to 3, but my baby girl has autism and epilepsy. So my plate, as you can see, was overflowing.
Oh,
and,
yes.
and major trauma, major life-changing issues where normally it will knock out one person would have a rough time going through. That's one of those things where they say, oh, life crisis. But I was going through all of these in the same year. And then come the top of 2015, January, our daughter would be diagnosed with AML, acute myeloid leukemia, which is also a cancer, fast-moving cancer. So I felt like cancer was trying to take over my world, and I was very angry about a lot of the things that was happening in my life.
I can only imagine. That is
Right?
a whirlwind already.
Yes.
Glory to God that you still here.
Yes, I'm still here, and glory to God, not only am I here, I don't look like none of that stuff. But anyway, so going through this process, I found that I was angry, but what I wanted to do, I had to rediscover me. That was the reason for the book. Identity crisis I was in because of what life was throwing at me. Now, I had been through tough trials before, but I really felt this year, that 2014, I deemed it my year from hell. And I was like, wait a minute, because I knew the enemy was trying to take me out. That's the only way to put that. But, as a person, as a woman, just being, present in all of those things, I had enough wisdom to know I couldn't stay angry because, like I said, cancer crept up on me. And I am convinced that whenever you are carrying toxic emotion, whenever you are walking around in anger, whenever you're just mad with the world or you just stressed out, all of those things, I am convinced if you don't learn how to release this toxicity from you, it internalizes. It have to go somewhere. And for me, that developed into cancer. Right? It was nothing like that revelation to put things in perspective for me. Because, I tell people, a lot of people, I said, get a praise and a promise. And you don't have to be so spiritually deep because God hears you. And my statement was, I'm not going out like that. I may love this man, but I'm not dying for you. Nope.
Right.
I said, God has already given the sacrifice. So my prayer had became, how do I get this anger off of me? How do I get back to my happy, joyous self? Yes, life then threw me all of these blows. I was reminded of a story when, and this is a true story, that we were having a family get together. It was one of the holidays in the summer. I think it was the 4th of July, if I'm not mistaken. And the family was coming to my house. And I was one of those women that's always busy, got to do this, got to do that, hands in everything, they don't know how to keep still, don't know what relaxation is. If you force me into it, I wouldn't know what to do. In that area in my life, I know y'all know what I'm talking about.
I think a lot of us women especially can relate to that, and especially women with children. We can absolutely relate to that.
Yes, and I was in that busy mom mode, superwoman mode. And my daughter came and she said, Mom, blow bubbles, because our family gatherings, we would always have like the pool set up and, and I always had bubbles for the kids and just things like that to help keep them entertained. So she came and she said, Mom, blow bubbles. And I was a little frustrated about some things because we having a barbecue and you send the spouse to the store, you having a barbecue. You would think they wouldn't forget the barbecue sauce, but there was no sauce. So, I just want you to feel me in this moment,
I feel you.
No sauce, You think about it now and you go, really? But that was my little trigger. It was like, you didn't buy the sauce. How could you forget the barbecue sauce? We having a barbecue. So when the baby came and said, Mom, blow bubbles, I was like, okay. I took the bottle like, this is one more chore, one more thing for me to have to do. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I don't want to blow no bubbles. But I get the little stick because I got a group of kids around me going, yeah, bubbles, and they all happy and excited and waiting on these bubbles. And I was like, okay, give me the bubbles, and said it with that attitude to give it to me. And so I opened the bottle and I pull out the little ring and I'm looking at it and I said, okay, I go to blow into this ring and I'm blowing and no bubbles would come out the ring. So I'm just looking at this thing like I've never seen a defective bottle of bubbles.
So the bottle was defective.
Right, this is where my thought process went. I have never seen. We done bought a bad bottle of bubbles. How do you get defective bubbles? And in this moment, God said to me, as plain as day, that clarity in my head. He said, "It's not the bubble, it's you." I said, "What? Hold up, let's back up." He said, "It's you. You cannot blow bubbles angry. In order to